Hey guys, Riley Bowman with concealedcarry.com and also learntrainshoot.com, where I post up my personal stuff and training. Speaking of training, I am announcing in this video officially my brand new Pistol I.Q standards, which dovetail and are part of my pistol intelligence curriculum. I encourage you to check out my training at my website, learntrainshoot.com. We're teaching this class this coming weekend in Parma, Idaho, and there'll be some other places on the schedule later this year as well. So, Pistol I.Q standards. It's a 5-part standard, where there's 5 drills that make up my Pistol I.Q standards. They are aggregately scored. You don't automatically fail because you, say, drop one shot or go over a par time on one particular drill. You shoot it, you score it as it is, aggregate score. I'll explain the scoring. It is a bit convoluted, but I have some specific reasons as to why I score it the way I do. The end goal is to try to pass these for a Pistol I.Q award, which you have the opportunity to shoot for and win if you shoot this and pass in one of my courses. The Pistol I.Q award is given to those that can score over 140 points or better. There's no max score, there's no perfect score. The Pistol I.Q standards are meant to be something that can give any shooter a baseline of where they currently are in their pistol performance and their skills, and then use that to continually try to get better and use the Pistol I.Q standards as a metric to measure that over time. The 5 parts are based on what I think are 5 core competency areas of pistol proficiency. One is accuracy. So there's an accuracy standard, then we have a draw standard, we have a recoil standard, a transition standard, and a throttle standard. Those are the 5 parts that make up the Pistol I.Q standards. Let me walk you through these really quickly and as simply as I can. The first standard is the accuracy standard, which is essentially a half test. So the full test is traditionally done from 10 yards, 10-second par time, 10 shots, scored out of 100. We do this as a half test, so 5 shots, 5-second par time. It is done from the draw, and any shot over par time is simply not scored. You score them as hit here on the target. You divide that score by 2 and round up to the next whole number. So for example, you could get 49 points, 4 shots in the 10 ring, 1 in the 9 ring. It scores a 49. Divide by 2 is 24.5. Round up to the next whole number. You'd walk away with a 25 point out of the accuracy standard. All right. So these are not meant to be standards you have to shoot everything perfectly well. They're meant to test you at a high level of reasonable proficiency. You need to shoot well. But you know what? You drop one 9-ring hit. Honestly, if you can keep everything in the black on the half test accuracy standard, you're probably going to do okay on the accuracy standard scoring. Moving on, our draw standard is draw and fire 2 rounds to the USPSA A-zone on this target. So 2 shots from the draw, record the time, record points. Every shot on these USPSA targets are 5 points each. Any hits outside the scoring area, so in this case it's an A-zone, everything's an A-zone actually, but every shot's 5 points. Outside of the A-zone is scored as 0, okay? So it's not like USPSA scoring where if you're in the C-zone it's 3 points, D is a 1 point. No, it's either 5 or 0, okay? So it's in the zone or it's not, and you record the time, record the hits. After the draw standard, draw and fire 2 shots, then we do the recoil standard, which is a bill drill. 6 shots. And I forgot to mention, everything except for the half test is done from 7 yards. So the draw on 2 is from 7, the bill drill is from 7. Draw 6 shots, A-zone, score the time, score the hits. Then we move on to the transition standard. This is a transition bill drill. It's similar to a Blake drill, except we're just doing it on 2 targets. What this is you pick left or right, doesn't matter, but you're going to go 2 rounds on one side, transition to the other target, 2 rounds, back to the first target, 2 more rounds. Okay? You can go left, right, left, right, left, left, or right, left, right. Don't care. Your choice. 2, 2, and 2. Record time, record hits. Again, 5 points each hit. Outside of the A zones on any of these, 0 points. The final standard is the throttle standard. This tests you on throttling up or down based on the level of precision required for the target. We are using the A zone here, and then these are essentially intended to be scaled down A zones. This is a 3x5 card. This is a business card. This is very close to half scale A zone. This is very close to 1/3 scale. So the idea is 2 shots on each of these 3 targets, and don't care what order you do them in. Right to left, left to right, center, outside, small to big, big to small, don't care. I have not found it to make much difference. Record time, record hits. Then we're going to aggregate everything together, and I'll show you how that's done. All right, hopefully you're following so far. But let's come back to 10 yards, and let's do the accuracy standard. So again, using my shot timer, got my Range Tech Bluetooth shot timer. We're going to go from the draw. We have 5 seconds to get 5 hits on the NRA B8 target. Make sure that we are loaded, ready to go. Looks good. Here we go. Accuracy standard. Okay, let's check time. 3:65 is my time. I believe that's 50 points. They all look like they're at least in the 10 ring. All right, so let's move up to 7 yards. This is going to be the draw standard. Draw and fire 2 on that middle target A zone. You want to take practice draws? I don't care. I also should have mentioned that you get 1 mulligan per drill. So, because safety is paramount. So on the half test, you can, if you messed up your draw, as long as you stop yourself before you fire a shot, you can count it as a mulligan, go again. But you don't get more than 1 mulligan per drill. Okay, so draw and fire 2. Here we go. Draw standard. Had a little bit of a funky grip, but I decided to stick with it. I did that in a 1:23. I like to be closer to 1:1, but it is what it is. I should also mention I am doing this from open competition gear today, which means my time is scored as is. If you're doing it from concealment or level 3 duty holster, subtract a 1/4 second from your times. So now we move on to the recoil standard. Draw 6 shots. Bill drill. Here we go. Kind of had a little bit of a trigger freeze in there, so my time's probably not super blazing. 195. It's acceptable. Looks like all clean. All clean. Now we move on to the transition standard. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and go left, right, left. So we're going to draw and fire 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 2 on the left again. 2, 2, 2. All right, here we go. Transition standard. Man, I'm really being a little hitchy with my trigger today. That was a 198 though, so very close to my bill drill time, and still looks like we're clean. So now we're on to the final standard, and this is the throttle standard. So again, 7 yards, 3x5 card, big A zone, business card is the order I'm going to go ahead and shoot it in today. So we're going to go 3x5, 2 shots, center A zone 2 shots, business card 2 shots. This is where it gets a lot of people, because that business card is smaller than it looks, but it's about the equivalent of an A zone at 21 yards. Okay, here we go. Throttle standard. Alrighty, I think I got them all. One of the shots on 3x5 cards can be really close. I think I got the edge. And I did. I just broke the edge of that guy right there. So that counts. We're good there. We've got all clean hits in the center A-zone. 2 good hits in the business card. Again, A-zone on this target, all clean. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And on the half test, 50 points. 3x, 50. My time on the the throttle drill or standard was 290. Hope you can see that. So let me walk you through how this is all scored. I'm going to go ahead and write things on this B8 here. We're going to start with the accuracy standard. So I'm going to write up here accuracy, draw standard. Sorry about that, guys. My phone died, and I didn't notice. But what we have here is I've just recorded my different scores and times. This was 50 points, divided by 2 for the accuracy score, we get 25 points. Again, if I had had, say, 48, I would have divided by 2 and it would have been a 24. Or a 24.5 in the case of 49 points, round up to 25. Hopefully you get the idea. On the draw, I scored 10 points, 5 per hit, and did that in 123. The recoil standard, 30 points, 195 was my time. Transition standard, 30 points, 198 was my time. And the throttle standard, 30 points, and 290 was my time. So here's how we do this. These 4 are scored in as hit factor scoring. So I'm going to take 10 points on the draw standard, divide that by 123, and it gives me an 8.13 hit factor. Now the recoil standard, 30 points divided by 1.95. That gives me a 15.38 hit factor. The transition standard, 30 points divided by 198, gives me a 15.15. And then finally on the throttle standard, again, 30 points divided by 290, and it gives me a 10.34. So now we add these all up. 10.34 plus 15.15 plus 15.38 plus 8.13 plus 25 on the accuracy standard. Then we multiply that by 2 and it scores a 148. 148. I believe I misspoke earlier when I said that the standard for passing the Pistol IQ is 140 points or better. I should have actually said it's 144 points or better. So a 148, what was that? A 148.01. 148.01 is a passing Pistol IQ genius level score. So that would count for the award if you shot this in one of my pistol intelligence classes. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed watching this and learning about my new Pistol IQ standards. They're challenging, they're going to push you, and again, this score because of baseline. We want to work off of that and try to improve upon that each time we shoot this. I know the scoring is a little bit convoluted, but I have some very specific reasons why we do it the way we do it, and it works very well in the context of the courses that I teach. I hope that you'll check out learntrainshoot.com, my personal website, and see my schedule of classes that I offer, or if you want to set me up for hosting a class, I'd love to come out to wherever you are and do a class. You can see all the details on there. Guys, go give the Pistol IQ standards a try. Again, they don't require perfect performance, but they require a high degree of reasonable performance. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.